Alright, so I'm taking a look at the ray gun. This is the file that I used to show how to fix this or to make a new one, and also making the inside. So it's the same file. Anyway, this part, I'm gonna assume that this is what's the issue, or if it's this. Alright, so right now I just don't know. So let's say I'm gonna just grab this, handle 1, handle 2, trigger. So I'm just gonna grab handle 1. Right. And outliner, right. Do I have this? Wait 1 second. Regardless, handle 1, let's work with that. I don't like the perspective on this. I'm gonna grab the camera for the perspective, attribute editor, set this to 90. I want a perfect perspective on this, no skewing. Alright, grab the handle, control 1 for isolate select. First thing you want to do is go to attribute editor, with the handle 1 selected, go to its smooth mesh, go to its sub menu, open subdiv controls. Right, if I press 3, right, you see the difference where right now this is what it looks like. Some of the lines, it goes kind of screwy, right? The vertices, the UV dots. So if I change this to preserve edges and corners, it holds it in place. This was mentioned in the Word docs and in the video file, right? Alright. I'm going to go back to level 1. I'm going to go choose front. Alright, I'm just clicking that. I want to delete some faces. For example, I want to delete these top. Quickest way to do that is maybe go in here, the front view, select the handle, the control 1, Alt 5 for wireframe unshaded, go to face mode, press 4, so I can see wireframe, select those. But I don't want these. So what I'm going to do is hold control, turns into a minus sign on my cursor, drag up to here. That'll deselect it. Now I'm going to panels, wait no, spacebar, right. Press 4. You see that I only selected the very top. I want to delete that. Press backspace. But I don't need that face. I don't want to UV map that. Select the mesh again, control 1. Alright, so from here, I'm going to turn on my grid. Right. This is the UV editor. I docked it. As of right now, I have no idea what the issue is, right? Transformations are clear, there's no history, it's fine. Outliner, the top level group is fine. Everything seems fine. So the type of UVs that could be done. UV, right? I'm in my model toolkit, and this thing should have a midline because it will help to it'll help set up the UVs as well. So yeah, that should have a midline down here. Shift right click and hold. Insert edge loop option box. Multiple edge loops, set this to 1. Click right here. It only sets it to 1 and right down the middle. Okay. Now what I'm gonna do is, 1 second. All right. So let me pull up the hyper shade. Again, that's the cue ball looking thing. This is the UV map shader. Right, you grab it, click here. This is what I use for the body. And here we don't see it. Press 6. We still don't see it. Go in here. Is it even applied? No, it's not even applied to it. It's only applied to this. So you grab this, and then you could just right click, assign material. If you still don't see this, right, it could be either 5 or 6. I've talked about this before. Or make sure that you have this deselected. I also talked about this before. All of these I've talked about numerous times. So I don't know if that's the issue, right? This is what I mean by I don't know what is wrong. So I grab this. I have this on. Place 2D texture, Control A. Let's repeat it 5 by 5. Right. Check my camera. 90, good. So this is what we have. I have this, I have this, I have this. This right now I don't need. It gets in my way. Level 1. Right, it's all in blue, meaning it's the UV shell is facing the right way up, or it's not flipped over. Red means it's flipped over. All right, so this transformations are frozen. I have this poly split ring down the middle, which I need. Right, I mentioned this during when we were first teaching the modeling, that it's important to have a midline. I'm gonna delete the history. So now it's gone. Delete the top. I want to apply a automatic mapping. UV toolkit. Close everything. Always have this open. Let's go to create. Here are your options. Same thing as over here. Create. Here are your options. Then from there, I want automatic, but I want the option box for it. So I think if I shift middle mouse, right, shift middle mouse, right, what does it say? Shift plus left mouse button options. Okay, hold the shift and left mouse click. Alright, good. That brings up the options. Like I mentioned before, I want less distortion. This is also in the Word docs. And before it might have been bounding box, but I want it to be shape. Shape makes it a little bit bigger shells. It's not a big deal between bounding box and shape. Just for now, shape. Percentage spacing, let's make it a little bit bigger at 0.5. Last time I had it at 0.35. Again, it's not a big deal. Just make it a little bit more. Apply, close. So this is what it looks like. Right now it's way over here, because that's where the 3D world originates. I talked about this, where everything will originate from the 3D world, even the projections. Doesn't matter, that's over here. If I wanted to, I could just move it here and like that, right? Doesn't matter. Alright, so here we are. I'm gonna select it. Right. That's alright for what it is. Alright, I'm gonna go to grab shell mode. And grab this shell. Right, so that's for the rear. It's upside down. I wanna make it right side up. Transform. Rotate. Boom. Let me check the color. The second texture silicon block. Right, it's fine. Then there's this side, so you can coordinate it. Put it here. This, that's this. Everything that I taught before in class, nothing new. Right, this here's misaligned. I'll turn off my grid. Alright, so 1 second. Alright, so this and this need to align. Right, this is this, right? This is this, this is this. They need to be aligned. This is this. Right? Right here. These and this. Shell mode. Like this, right? Which way is up? Right, this is up. This is down. Right. Now I'm in edge mode. I'm gonna click here. Hold Shift, double click. Shift right click and hold, move and so. Same thing. Here, hold Shift, double click. Shift right click and hold the shift, hold the right mouse button, click and hold, move and so. Press 3 so you can kind of see it nice and smooth. Then you have down here let's see what the hell this is. Hold Shift, double click. That's this seam line. Right? If I want, I could have the seam line down here. Double click, only this. Right? That's this part right here. And I can make a seam line down there because that way you can't see it. All you need to do is Shift right click and hold, cut. Looks like nothing happened. You click shell mode, but it shows you that it did happen. This, right, I'm going to connect it to this. See? And you could see the seam line right here, see? This seam line is this. So let's see, this. Come on, dude, just press 1. Level 3, it kind of throws things off, but if you press 1, it's gonna match up when you try to do selections. Anyway, this and this, Shift right click and hold, move and so. Boom. Now you have a seam here, which is not even noticeable. Anyway, there. So, and I'm not gonna connect this whole entire thing. Reason why is that, for example, if I try to connect this, right? So you notice that these two shells, if I select them, right, and I put them way over here, again, I mentioned about this too, where it has to be 0 to 1. They'll align. I mean, they'll fit nicely because they're more or less cut in half. But if I were to sew these, right, which looks good.